The cabin lights began to dim. The sound of the engine slowly roared more stable, and the flight attendant's announcement sounded softly, signaling that the plane carrying Jungkook and Taehyung was about to take off for Switzerland. The moment felt like the beginning of a quiet but meaningful chapter. No cheers, no big cameras, no official announcement from the agency. Just two global stars sitting side by side in the seats of a business class plane, enjoying the seconds before the wheels of the plane lift off the runway and take them away from Seoul towards the heart of Europe. Jungkook looked relaxed, wearing a dark hoodie and a hat pulled low, occasionally glancing out the window with a small smile. Taehyung sat next to him, wearing a long, neutral-colored coat, earphones hanging from his neck, his eyes looking straight ahead as if immersed in his own thoughts. The two did not talk much, but the presence of each other was enough to create an atmosphere of comfort. For anyone paying attention, it's obvious that this isn't just any ordinary trip. As the plane taxied down the runway, Jungkook pulled out his phone, opened his favorite playlist, and handed Taehyung an earphone. They share songs, share little spaces in the air, share moments that will never be seen by the public. Outside the window, the light of the city of Seoul slowly moved away, turning into small dots that eventually disappeared behind the clouds. With that began a long journey to Switzerland, a country that is now the center of a new mystery for the army around the world. Shortly after takeoff, flight attendants offered drinks and snacks. Jungkook chose warm coffee, while Taehyung chose herbal tea. They joked quietly about the difference in tastes, chuckling without attracting the attention of other passengers. To those around them, they were probably just two ordinary passengers. But for millions of fans who do not even know the details of this flight, their every little movement feels full of meaning. On social media, news that the plane carrying Jungkook and Taehyung had taken off spread like wildfire. Army in different time zones began to count the hours, imagining what they were doing in the air, trying to guess what the real purpose of this trip. Without a single official upload, this journey feels even more dramatic. Their silence became a separate language, as if to say that something big was being prepared away from the spotlight. Inside the cabin, Taehyung opens the small book he carries, occasionally marking the pages with a pen. Jungkook watches a movie on the small screen in front of him, but glances at Taehyung more often, as if to share a reaction or comment. They exchange smiles, then again immersed in each other's activities. The silence between them was not awkward, but full of familiarity. A few hours later, the cabin lights were completely turned off. Passengers began to fall asleep. Jungkook leaned his head against the back of the chair, closing his eyes, while Taehyung stayed awake, looking out the window. Behind that thick glass, there was only darkness and the sparkle of stars. Perhaps it was then that Taehyung thought of all the things they had been through together, from nameless trainees to global icons, from small stages to giant stadiums. Now, they fly together to Switzerland, carrying a mystery that only the two of them know. This trip feels different because the timing is so specific. In the midst of a phase where each BTS member's solo project is receiving great attention, the decision to travel abroad together, unannounced, feels like a calculated move. Many suspect this is a secret work trip, perhaps for a photo shoot, music recording, or global collaboration. But there are also those who believe this is a personal journey, a kind of small pause to recharge energy before returning to a world that always demands perfection from them. Jungkook wakes up mid-flight, yawns a little, then sees Taehyung still awake. They exchanged a few words slowly. Jungkook asked if Taehyung was tired, and Taehyung just shook his head with a smile. They ordered additional snacks, shared a small dessert that the flight attendants served. That simple moment felt intimate, like two best friends enjoying a long trip carefree. Meanwhile, in the outside world, theory after theory sprang up. Some associate this trip with rumors of a luxury fashion project involving a Swiss brand. Some believe they're shooting a music video with natural nuances. Some also suspect this is the beginning of a secret subunit that will shock the world. Without clarification from HYB, all speculation feels possible. What makes this trip even more symbolic is the choice of Switzerland as a destination. The country is known for its tranquility, dramatic natural landscapes, and an atmosphere that often serves as an inspiration for artists. Taehyung, with his artistic soul, and Jungkook, with his inexhaustible creative energy, seemed like two perfect figures to absorb all that beauty and transform it into something new a few hours before landing. The flight attendants again turned on the cabin lights. Jungkook tidies up his jacket, while Taehyung closes his book and puts it back in a bag. They looked fresher, as if a short nap in the air had given them new energy. On the front screen, the flight route shows that they're already approaching European airspace. Jungkook looked out the window again, this time seeing streaks of clouds that were beginning to turn red by the morning light. Taehyung came closer, stood up a little to look at the scene. They shared a moment of silence, only looking at the world from tens of thousands of feet. No words were spoken, but their facial expressions showed the same amazement that on social media, some fan accounts began to predict the timing of their landing in Zurich. Hour after hour was counted with enthusiasm. Armies in Europe prepared, hoping to catch a glimpse of their figures at the airport. But many also wished they could arrive without crowds, without distractions, enjoying their arrival in Switzerland in peace. When the captain announced that the plane was about to land, Jungkook lightly patted Taehyung on the shoulder, as if signaling that the long journey was almost over. Taehyung nodded, smiling slightly. They both looked calm, as if whatever was waiting for them in Switzerland, they had already mentally prepared. The wheels of the aircraft finally touched the runway. A small tremor was felt in the cabin, followed by light applause from some passengers. Jungkook and Taehyung remained sitting quietly, waiting for their turn to come out. No celebración, no drama. Only two young people have just embarked on a transcontinental journey, taking with them a mystery that now belongs to the public. As soon as the plane doors opened, the cold Swiss air instantly greeted them. Taehyung tightens his coat. Jungkook puts his hat back on. They walked out together, small suitcases pulled in the back, rhythmic steps like at the Seoul airport a few hours earlier. No big camera, no spotlight. But for anyone who knows who they are, the moment feels like the beginning of something big. Now, with Jungkook and Taehyung officially arriving in Switzerland, the BTS world is back on standby. Whatever the purpose of this trip, whether a secret project, a global collaboration, or just a personal break, one thing is certain. This air trip they enjoy together is not just about moving from one country to another. It's about two best friends, two artists, two global icons who choose to step together in a direction not yet known to the public. And while they stepped out of Zurich Airport into the new world waiting out there, millions of pairs of eyes around the world stared expectantly, waiting for what surprises would be born from this silent flight towards Switzerland.